Yo, it's been a while. I'm back. First of all, testing. Am I a bit loud or am I perfectly fine? I might be a little bit loud. I can drop it down just a little bit. I'm in a new room, so there might be a bit of echoing. I'm not sure if that is true, but I might as well just test it out on my mic. What's up, you? Good to see you. What's up, everybody? It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've been doing anything on my channel. I apologies. It do be like that, real life and stuff. Every time I'm always just like, I promise I got something cooking up. I got a lot of projects I plan on doing. I'm making a lot of videos. Nope. Just life always finds a way to be like, hey, Nums, you're not doing that. It's like, oh, great, thanks. Like, I appreciate it. It always just be like that. Oh man, why can't I? Let's see. Huh. Alright, well, it is what it is. Anyways, what's up, guys? What's up, what's up, what's up? It's been a while. Your boy Nums is here. Um. Okay. I felt motivated this time. I'm just like, you know what? I can't take it anymore. It's like, no more. I can't do this. Like, I just had to vent, all right? And I think now was the perfect time. I mean, it's Friday. New episode of Daima came out. Garbage. And anyways, I thought now was the perfect time to just make my opinion straight. Otherwise, it's just another way to say hi to everybody. To give everyone the update that I'm still alive and stuff. Oh, man. Generational crash out coming soon. Yeah, I bet. I bet. What's up, everybody? Duke Nukem. Yo, found your channel a bit ago. Your How Strong video are awesome, really in depth. Thank you very much, Duke Nukem. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, thanks. I just said, hey, nobody's doing it. I'm just said, screw it, I'm doing it myself, and it was actually pretty fun. I try to give every character the benefit of the doubt. I know some people might not like the way I go about it, but it's like, well, I gotta work with what I got. Like, but anyways, y'all see the title. Y'all already know what this is about. It's Daima versus GT. I like the red fur on new Super Saiyan 4. I don't. I mean, okay, hold on, let me rephrase. Super Saiyan 4 always had the red fur. And I I always say it's always execution over conception. Because, like, first of all, the red fur was always part of the form to begin with in GT. And the red hair was already a thing, at least with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. But then it became an actual thing with Heroes via Limit Breaker. So then it's like, what does this new form have anything to go over? Like, what is it that makes it unique to begin with? Oh, well, it's a midget Goku, okay? Oh, but his hands are slightly different. It's a little fatter, like a monkey's. Like, okay. What else? Um, uh, his his hairs, his bangs are slightly different position. Okay, like I don't know. Y'all tell me. I don't freaking know. Yeah, so as usual, Nums hasn't watched a single Daima episode because I don't feel like it, because I don't want to waste my time on garbage. But as usual, Discord loves to spoil everything when all I want to do is just say hi to everybody after work. And instead, my entire feed is, hey, Nums. So, you didn't ask, but let me spoil every single second of this new episode. And I'm just like, great. Yeah, thanks. I don't care. But, because everyone won't shut up about it, now I'm forced to care. What's up, Merci? Is this even Super Saiyan 4 or something different? I don't know. And that's the problem. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And that is what I'm getting sick and tired of these new forms doing every single time. With Beast Gohan, everyone asks, what the heck is this form? Is this a new Ultra Instinct? Is this a new God form? Nope, it's just a Gohan unlocking his potential even further beyond. With Super Saiyan Rage, is this a God form fusion mixture? Nope. Is it just Trunks with this potential? Yeah, kind of. Is it evolved the Super Saiyan 1 or Super Saiyan 2? We don't know. It's just a stronger Super Saiyan. It's like, why does every new form, those questions never get properly answered? It's almost as if these writers don't know what to do beyond the initial concept of the design. They just say, "Oh, look at this! It's like a key. It's like, oh, look at this shiny little form. Look at this! Oh," and then it's like they think that the viewer is gonna be that impressed by the initial premise. It's like, that's it. There's nothing else beyond that initial scope. It's like, all right, okay, sure. I don't get it. These character-specific transformations are so lame in my honest opinion. Beast Gohan, Ego Vegeta, Ultra Instinct Goku, really angry Trunks, whatever, it's bad, yeah. Like, the only thing they have going for them is, A, the uniqueness of each character, you know? And then the second is maybe, like, just the design. That's it. Like, that's literally the only two aspects I can give any positive. Because, obviously, you want all of these characters to have their own identity, right? That's why people love Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan. Because he was the GOAT at the time, right? But every time we talk about him as a high schooler, him and Super with his little Saitama gym clothes, nope. Nobody likes that Gohan. Nobody likes the kid Gohan from Namek. It's always that Gohan. The GOAT, you know? Or with Trunks, it's like, nah, we don't like him as a baby fodder Rage. No, we don't like him as that. We want him the OG swordsman that sliced Mecha Frieza. It's like, I like that they're giving these characters their own unique forms, their own path to becoming strong. But why are these forms kind of lame in design? And why are these build-ups absolute trash? I know maybe people think I'm a bit harsh, but I don't care. I'm just being honest with my own opinions because I personally think that we are being too lenient on what is considered passable for Dragon Ball. Now, granted, it's not to say that fans in general have always been passable on every single thing Dragon Ball related. But especially when it's new material, where we're talking about the official story, like Daima, Super, etc., people for some reason just eat it up. For some reason, if it came from the original author, the original anime staff, they're like, oh, God, wow, God tier. Oh, throw my money away. Like, oh, give me that. Oh, yeah. That's that good Super Saiyan 4. Oh, my gosh. But when Heroes did that, they're like, ew. Ew. Oh. Oh, gosh. Oh. Oh, what is this? Oh. Oh, disgusting. Get that out of my face. It's like, oh, oh my gosh. I'm frustrated. Right now I feel frustrated because as usual, Dragon Ball pulled another Dragon Ball and made the most bare bone execution as usual. Well, first of all, let me just say, what's up, everybody? What's up, Fidel? Yeah, in case you're wondering, the title is more so from a writing quality perspective, not more so scaling perspective. I could talk about scaling if people care about my opinion regarding that, but it's more so just quality. And of course, as usual, since I'm here, what's up, everybody? I know, I'm so sorry I've been gone for like 2 months since my last video for Baby. I'm so sorry. My job has been kicking my butt. A lot of overtime. I'm so sorry, guys. Like, literally, once I come back home, I only have like 3 hours for myself. I gotta eat, I gotta shower, and then after that, I only got 2 hours left. I'm like, great. What can I do? Can I take a break with the family? Can I even read one issue for my research for a specific project? And then after that, I'm like, oh, it's time to go to sleep. Like, great. Life be like that. So I'm sorry, everybody. I seriously hate that I keep promising that I'm gonna post new videos, like more back to back, you know, more frequently. But instead, life is just like, nah. So, I mean, to be fair, my YouTube channel is always meant to be a hobby only. So, to be honest, I'm not obligated to do these videos. It's not my main bread and butter. But, I do have fun doing it because nobody else is doing it. So that kind of unironically gives me the only identity. It's the fact that I'm wasting time on the most obscure characters or topics, and I'm just like, well, I'm okay with that. Better than making the 50,000th how strong is Goku video on YouTube is like, yeah. So sure. Yeah, so as y'all know, today's a Friday. New episode came out. I still haven't watched any single episode of Daima. And I just can't be bothered to watch it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sorry, but when it was promoted or when it was announced, I was not at all impressed. I was absolutely disappointed. And nobody asked for it. Anyone who did think that they asked for it are liars. And then once the first trailer came out, I'm like, yeah, this is still disappointing. And then finally, when the first episode came out and everyone kept spoiling the episode, I'm just like, yeah, this is still absolutely disappointing. Like, who asked for this? Why did they think we asked for this? Because we didn't. We didn't. Coca-Cola, what's up? I personally think Daima is better for me. There wasn't an episode where I wasn't entertained or bored for me, like the Super 17 arc and GT. I like Baby arc and GT2. I like the Shaft Dragons. Beginning of GT was bad though. I think Daima are about the same for world building. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. How do I want to go about this? Okay, let's start with simple animation. From what I've seen, obviously I think Daima does better. I mean, technology has improved, workflow has improved, you know, animation process in general has improved. GT ended around 1995 or something like that, and Daima came out, 2024, 2025. So, obviously, in terms of animation, we'll give it to Daima. No duh. That's fine, whatever. But to be fair, I personally don't think that animation is the only reason to give everything else a pass in terms of a product, okay? Because you can apply that for every other concept and everyone will disagree. Oh well, this piece of pile of garbage looks nice, so I guess it doesn't smell bad. It's like, no, it still smells bad. It just looks nice. So now, granted, I did say animation. I didn't say style. If we're talking about style, I still prefer GT. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, to be fair, Toriyama did design everything, the worlds, the characters, etc. So, in terms of art style, that can definitely be a decent comparison. First of all, what's up, Silver OP? What's up? Who did I miss? I thought I saw someone else. Dang it. Who? Oh, Natural Order. What's up, man? Yeah. So in terms of animation, yes, Daima wins. But in terms of style, that's hard to say. I don't know. I don't know. I still want to say GT because I think Daima still follows the style like Super. Like whoever does the character sheets, that plastic, shading, on the skin tone type of thing, like that. I never was a fan of that. I was never a huge fan of that. Like I was getting sick and tired of that like plastic digital animation. Can we talk about Daima spoilers or no? Sure. Like I said, I don't care. I still haven't watched Daima at all, but I just don't care. So if you want to spoil, then sure. But spoilers to the chat, there's that. Okay. Anyways, so I'm not gonna say GT ever impressed me in terms of animation. Super. Oh, it's not Super. Daima obviously did. So I think it's kind of a tie in a way. But to be fair, I never considered animation as the only saving grace for one anime. 90s hand-drawn animation will never be beaten. Yeah, that's true, I guess, yeah. Okay, so that's simple. In terms of music, I mean, they're both kind of forgettable. Like, GT, be it the localized music or the Japanese, I think the music was kind of eh. Like, the only one I'd like is the opening and maybe the ending. And then for Daima, I've never heard a single like soundtrack, and even from what I have heard, it's like okay, it's like it's cool, I guess, cool background, but it's like like I hate the fact that I can recognize a lot of the video game themes more than the actual anime themes. Like that's kind of so there's nothing impressive about that aspect. Let's see what else. So we got music and art out of the way. I guess in terms of character design, yeah, let's go with character design. In terms of character design, I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of I'm kind of mixed with Daima's character design, because with GT, like, actually, I forgot, I literally have the screenshot of the 3 GT, or the 3 Kid Gokus. Like, notice how different they are in terms of style, and I'm not really a huge fan of the way Daima Goku looks like, because I know it's meant to be an anniversary, like, callback, like a nostalgia pandering and stuff, but it's weird that for some reason GT Goku looks more like Kid Goku than actual Daima Goku. Now, to be fair, maybe because of the wish that he looks even more younger than he actually was at the time, because OG Kid Goku was 12 versus Daima's more like a toddler, so maybe that's the difference, but even I still find it a bit, not jarring, but a bit wonky. And then yeah, like Vegeta, he's still Vegeta. Piccolo, okay, Piccolo, he's kind of adorable. He's kind of cool. Bulma's Bulma. She's okay. Hercule's kind of weird. I'm gonna be honest. Mark, Mark Satan kind of looks weird as a kid. Roshi apparently is still bald, even though he did said he had natural hair, but I guess that just never grew out even as a kid. Krillin is Krillin. Goten and Trunks makes the cameos. We don't see Gohan apparently, but then again, we already seen Kid Gohan before, so it's like whatever. And then the and then of course there's the what was it? There's the what the frick they're called? Oh, the demons. I'm gonna be honest. Again, I think I'm mixed with the demon characters in terms of design because like the that one new guy, that one that looks like a ripoff of Mira, he looks kind of eh. The little girl demon, she's okay. She's the one I actually don't mind her design. The other like Supreme Kai characters, I mean they're Supreme Kais, like okay. The one midget, the Pilaf ripoff, he looks stupid. I'm gonna be honest, he looks absolutely stupid. And then everyone else that I know of that I can remember, not that they're even memorable to begin with, they're kind of boring. Like even for Toriyama standards, they're just kind of repetitive or boring. GT at least, oh my goodness, I can remember GT Goku's design, Adult Trunks, Pan. Vegeta, you can make fun of his mustache all you want if it's still memorable for the wrong reasons. Goten actually looks pretty decent. I mean, for one, he got rid of his dad's haircut. He actually has his own aesthetic. What else? Bulma actually looks decent. Gohan actually looks much more cooler, weirdly enough. I don't get... Why does GT... This is a side tangent, but why does GT Gohan look more cooler than... Oh, wait. Well... Nah, actually, no. I'll just let it slide. I think GT Gohan looks just on par with his Daima counterpart with the gym clothes or whatever. The tracksuit, yeah. Piccolo's Piccolo. In terms of villains, what's his name? Shoot, I already forgot his name. Oh shoot, what's his name? Frick. The character's name was... Damn it, what's his name? From the first arc, the Black Dragon Star... The Black Star Dragon, what's it called? Legic, there you go. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Legic is actually pretty cool. He was a cool alien. Lude, stupid name, but his design was actually kind of cool. Even the whip, that whip creature was pretty cool. The Sigma Force was... I mean, the Sigma Force was kind of bland, but at least they had their own unique, machine mutant design. General Rildo, I like his aura, but I'll admit, I did not like his yellow design, like his yellow jacket. He definitely looked cooler with his fused machine mutant form. And then his Silver Surfer ripoff was just kind of whatever. Baby was cool. Baby I definitely liked all of his forms, design-wise. Maybe not his adult form, but his overall, like, nature as a character was actually pretty cool. Super 17, he was kind of dorky with his big freaking chin and hair, but he was cool. And then the Shadow Dragons, I mean, some of them look a little bit too derpy, like the Mole Rat Shadow Dragon, but the others were actually pretty cool. They were passable in design. So I don't know. I still got to give it to GT in terms of character design, in my opinion. That's just me, of course. Let's see what else. So yeah, they're just kind of like, I'm just noticing now that both of them are just kind of mixed. Like the soundtracks are both kind of meh. Animation, I mean, Daima wins, but in terms of style, they're both pretty equal. Although I still probably give the edge to GT. Design-wise, I'd probably just slightly give it to GT, but that's because they have... It's weird that even though Daima has a few less episodes, GT, with just having a slightly, like, what, 3 times more, has a little bit more to go over with, you know, in terms of design, so it's like, So then, I guess beyond that, it's just the story and just overall development, and I'm gonna be honest, they're both just equally bad. They're both bad for their own unique reasons, but even if you try to equalize them, they're just both bad. Like, they're both just pretty, underwhelming. Which is why I'm typically frustrated over this series, because there is a great series that really wants to come out, but no matter how hard it tries, it just does not want to stop repeating the same thing over and over again. Like, it's legit frustrating to me, because it's always been something that has been affecting the series since forever. Like, now, to be fair, let me be fair to Toriyama. Rest in peace, the sensei, obviously. He obviously had a deadline, and he has constantly told everybody that he's more of a gag character writer. That's why he made Dr. Slump. That's why he made Soul Land. Like, he's always been that type of artist, that type of writer at the end of the day. Unfortunately, Dragon Ball just evolved to become something that everyone else enjoyed, that Toriyama himself was not a, not necessarily he hated, but was never his true strength, right? It's like, you know, it's like in painting, it's like expecting an abstract artist to draw a landscape art piece, right? It's like, what? Like, why would he do that? Or it's like, imagine if a movie director that is well known for doing amazing romantic films is for some reason trying to do an action film, or like a horror film, or like a psychological thriller. You'll be like, what? Why? Like, it just doesn't work, right? So Toriyama, he's great at doing gags, but unfortunately he was forced to write a action-paced storytelling that he was just never good at doing, period. And especially when you add on top of the insane deadlines and, you know, styles and stuff, obviously it was just not gonna work, frankly. The fact that he was able to make a good story to begin with is already the saving grace to begin with. The unfortunate problem is that the fact that he was never given enough time to develop a good story due to the nature of manga releases, but also even when he was given the opportunity, he doesn't do anything beyond that. Um, and I'm sure you guys, some of y'all may be a bit confused as to what I mean by that, but I'll explain it in a bit. Just give me a sec. Let me add new music again. Shoot. What's another good music? You know what? When in doubt, just Dokkan battle it. So what I mean about this is, like, for example, the movies. Takao Koyama, people either like or hate Takao Koyama's style of movie writing. Now, first of all, the movies were specifically made for kids during the summer, so that's why they had a very small development. That's why movies are hella short. And also, Koyama himself admits that he couldn't work beyond the scope of the story. So, if he, you know, if maybe at the time the movie, like, Tree of Might came out during the Saiyan Saga, well, Koyama is unable to write anything beyond that scope of the story because he doesn't know what's happening. He doesn't know if it goes against Toriyama's vision, so he has no choice but to restrict himself from that era, right? And the unfortunate thing is that if Koyama had the same level of time and development as Toriyama did, he'd probably make the most god tier movies ever. I'm being straight up honest, because people forget Toriyama did not make Bardock Special. Koyama made the Bardock Special. And even Toriyama himself admit that, yeah, the Bardock Special is a story I would never have been able to write. And it was so good to the point that he literally like retcon and canonized the special to his manga. That's how good the Bardock Special was, at least in his eyes. And that was made by Koyama. So imagine if he did have the same development or like freedom, I guess, a luxury to make a good Broly movie, a good BoJack movie that was like possibly canon to the original story. Because I can assure you, some of the movies are not great. The BoJack is kind of mid. Super 13 is kind of mid. Lord Slug is boring. Janemba is actually pretty cool. Harutogan is passable. If they had the same development as Toriyama's original manga, they could have been god tier. I'm not saying they, by default, would have been. I'm just saying they could have been. Now, what does this have to do with Daima? Well, let me get to that. So, the reason why I have issues with Daima is because of the fact that we have great examples of why even including Toriyama's visions does not make the story better. Let me explain why. The reason why the original story arcs of Z, quote unquote the Z, there's no such thing as Z, but you get what I mean. The main Z sagas. The reason why they were good was because of the fact that Toriyama technically didn't even write them. I mean, he did, but not really. The actual GOATs we have to honor is his editors. His editors were the one that were the driving force of what made all of his good decisions great. The prime example is the Cell Saga. His editor trashed on his designs, on his concepts, on his narratives. He's like, what? You want this fat white android and this old bald looking old man as the villain? Get that trash out of here. So then he's like, oh shoot, alright, fine. Here's his teenagers. It's like, seriously, you want this midget blonde chick and his feminine looking teen, black hair, doo-doo looking Hot Topic character? The main villain? Get that out of here. Give me another one. It's like, alright, fine, give me, alright, here's Cell. Alright, okay, it's alright. His design's kind of trash. I don't know, make him look cooler. And then, obviously, we got the second form and his final form. And he even admitted that he had more plans for the second form, but his editor was like, nah, he looks ugly. Look at his fat-looking lips. Get that trash out of here. So, frankly, the editors were doing all the work because they clearly know that Toriyama was not good in terms of development. He thinks he has a cool idea, but he didn't. And then now y'all know what happened with the Buu Saga. His editor was not that harsh or critical to the Buu Saga. And people have a lot of mixed opinions on the Buu Saga. Like, it's like, yeah, well, they had cool ideas, but then Majin Buu doesn't look that amazing. Super Saiyan 3 is kind of cool in theory, but the development was not well built up. Mr. Gohan, he was kind of cool, but then he just kind of failed terribly. Gotek is kind of cool, but then he's annoying and stuff. You know, it's like people are kind of mixed, you know? And then, so like, that's Toriyama, who was given all freedom. It's like, yay, there's no holds bar. I'm just going to do whatever I want, right? So then GT comes in and it's like, okay, I don't have a story for y'all. So y'all can just make up whatever you want. You can literally do whatever you want. And even when Toei Animation had all the freedom, they had no idea what to do. I'm not kidding. The animator for the first Black Star Dragon Ball arc, they were like, we literally had nothing. What we had written was boring and uninteresting. We had nowhere to go. And that kind of explains why the first arc was like pretty boring. Because it was. Like, obviously it's meant to like reminisce, a nice callback to the OG Dragon Ball. But even the OG Dragon Ball, the reason why OG Dragon Ball was good was because of the gags, like straight up. It was charming, it was heartwarming, it was classic, it was like it was passive. It wasn't over the top. It didn't, as like the memes go, it didn't insist upon itself. It was very much just true, like not nostalgia, but like heartwarming, adventurous, childlike nature, right? But GT had to make it more stoic, more serious, just because of the Z era development. Which, I think it could have been better. Which, hey, maybe in Daima's perspective, that did work. But I'm gonna get to that. Now, like I said, the reason why GT wasn't good was because, no, even if Toriyama didn't write it, the same guys who animated the filler arcs and the movies had all freedom, and yet they failed to make good sagas for GT. And yeah, so like the Black Star Dragon arc was boring. The Baby Saga arc was kind of cool. It was a bit underwhelming by the end, I'd like to say. And then Super 17 was absolutely awful. Like, the mere idea of all the villains coming back would have been awesome. But it just lasted, I'm not kidding, 6 episodes. 6 episodes. And one of them was wasted on a random tournament just to replace Hercule, which, And then the Shadow Dragon arc, what would have been the most epic, awesome, perfect, like, takeaway of the series was so underwhelming. Hey Shenron, the green frog-looking one, was stupid. The only reason why there was any conflict was because Pan and Goku were playing around, and they lost because of freaking poison. Not radiation, human waste or whatever. The mole rat Shenron was absolutely stupid. The fat lard one that turns like pudding or whatever, like a giant blob. He lost the freaking rain. Oceana Shenron, she actually looked cool, but she lost to a freaking seagull. And Goku kind of needed help with Pan, and then just kind of deformed back to normal, and then just lost. So I was like, what the frick? So that's already 4 dragons. The last 3 dragons are Ice Shenron and Nova Shenron, literally color swaps. And then Omega Shenron, who's actually kind of cool. And then that's it. It's like... And then it's even more sad. It's like, where's Gohan? Why does Gohan not help? Why does Goten and Trunks not help? Why does Vegeta not help? Why does Goku and Pan are doing the only work? It's literally the fate of the planets, and they're the only ones doing anything. Even during the Buu Saga, Piccolo was doing things, Krillin was willing to help, the kids were doing things, Shin and Gohan were trying to help up, but it's like, nope, just Goku and Pan doing all the work. How strong is Murder Popo is something I want to know. I'm pretty sure someone already did that. What's his name? Planet Level? I think that's his YouTube channel. Planet Level. Hold on. Oh, no. It's Say in Motion. My bad. I could have sworn somebody else did that, though. No, yeah. Planet Level. Yeah. Yeah, they got both 2 videos on it. I don't think if I did mine, they'd be not as popular. So I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother. So anyways, yeah, so TLDR, even though Toei Animation had complete freedom without the control of Toriyama, they made a very underwhelming GT story. All the concepts are great. A Tuffle wanting revenge on Saiyans, that's amazing idea. It was barely passable. The villains coming back to life was an amazing idea. And it just squandered it. The Shadow Dragons was an amazing, absolute peak fiction level idea. And it was so boring and underwhelming. And so now we go all the way to Super Era, and we have the same problem. The exact same problem, except in reverse. You may be saying, well, what do you mean by that? Well, I'll explain, y'all. Hold on a sec. So, when Super came out, or rather Battle of Gods, to be fair, Toriyama kind of forced himself to extend the story. But when Super came out, even the anime staff were like, wait a minute. Y'all are announcing a new anime, yet y'all didn't even give us the heads up. And so now we're forced to make episodes that drag out the sagas so unnecessarily. And then the other problem is that Toriyama, unlike with GT, he gave them an actual outline as to where he wants the story to go canonically, quote unquote. But the problem is that the reason why Z was good was because Toriyama actually did amazing choreography for the manga. But now without that, the Toei anime staff had to kind of make up the choreography, which is forgettable because at least with TOP arc they had more time because it was supposed to be the bread and butter. But like ROF, nobody remembers ROF choreography. Nobody does. Other than the Winninch punch or whatever. It was forgettable. And then the stories. The stories are just as forgettable. Oh look, Frieza's back again. Oh look, another tournament. Who's Winnie the Pooh? We don't know. He's just a random weird creature. Oh look, another Saiyan, but without a tail. Great. Oh look, it's Frieza. Okay, that's actually cool. An actual another Frost-like creature. Maybe he'll have his own unique identity, separate from Frieza. Nope. He's just a bootleg, second-rate Frieza. He's just a wannabe garbage Frieza. It's like, oh great, so nothing interesting. Hits. Oh great, he's just a cool assassin with cool abilities, but other than that, he's kind of boring. His clothes are kind of cool, but his design is kind of lame. His typical stern face, and that's it. Goku Black, I don't care what y'all have to say, Goku Black is pretty terrible. Like Zamasu, ignore Goku Black. Just the Zamasu character is boring. And the sad thing is, he had potential. The mere idea of a Kaioshin turning evil is such an awesome concept. But it was done horribly, man. And especially with Daima kind of retconning the whole, oh, well, actually Kaioshins are actually part demons. It's like, well, that kind of devalues Zamasu's entire goal if we kind of rectify that. So that's kind of terrible. Goku Black was so underwhelming. Trunks' character is absolute garbage. But then again, his character was always garbage. Rage, that form was terrible. Everyone acknowledged the climax was terrible with Zeno and stuff. Like, I don't know why people... Like, the only reason why people like it is solely because of Goku Black being a savage. Like, him actually, like, dunking on Goku and Vegeta was the only entertaining part. Everything else was just forgettable. The Mafuba did nothing. Vegeta's training did nothing. The fusion was kind of cool, but then it was just underwhelming. Vegito showed up just for nostalgia bias. Nostalgia pandering, basically. It was so underwhelming. It was terrible. And then afterwards, every new saga beyond that just does not acknowledge the consequences of Zamasu. So none of the arcs even have any level of, like, consequence or impact towards the future arcs. Other than just Goku getting stronger, I guess. TOP arc, everyone knows that saga is absolute doo-doo as well. It shouldn't even be called the Tournament of Power. It should just be called Goku versus Jiren. That's the only relevant fight that people cares about. Because I can barely bro, as someone who's literally did notes on all of these characters for the movie arcs, I could not, for the life of me, be bothered to remember these characters. There's Jiren from Team 11 and his team, obviously. The time, whatever they're called, the patroller, the troopers, whatever. I don't know. There's the robot universe. There's the buff gang universe, I guess. There's the wolf, the furry universe. There's the what's it called? The Magic Girls universe. There's the Universe 6, I guess. The Namekians are kind of the Broly, the wannabe girl Broly, which is like, wow, great. So the only trait that makes this character cool is you have to rely on someone else, another character's popularity, to make this other character at all relevant. Like, wow, how amazing marketing. Wow. Terrible. What else? There's the Jerry the Mouse God of Destroyers team. I can't remember any of them either. Like, literally, it's just Goku versus Jiren the saga. It shouldn't even be called the Tournament of Power. That saga was absolutely underwhelming. The only thing that was good out of it was just Jiren versus Goku and Ultra Instinct. I know people have some issues with the form or whatever, but it's like, it's a technique. It's a state of mind. If it was called Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct, then yeah, it's a terrible form. It has nothing to do with Super Saiyan. But because it's a technique from the mind, heart, and spirit, and overall development of Goku's journey as an individual, then yes, it's perfect. It's amazing. So yes, I like the form. I like the significance. I wish the saga was even better to make the saga even more memorable, but to be fair, I still think even when separated or in context, it's still great. Which is, I mean, to be fair, in retrospect, that makes the rest of the saga even more terrible if one form is the saving grace. The Moro arc is pretty good. Especially for super standards, it's pretty good. It's still kind of... I still do agree that it didn't need to rely on past tropes. Like, oh, he's doing a Cell, he's doing a Frieza, he's doing a... You know, I feel like the mere fact that he was Moro, the GOAT, was enough to make him unique. But they still, for some reason, wanted to force this whole repeat history type of thing. Which is like, I don't know. It could have been done better. Like, there's other stories that does that type of, not trope, but that story arc for the character, but better. And then Granola, I don't know why people want to defend Granola. That entire arc was absolute garbage. A random new Dragon Ball set exists apparently. You can just apparently wish to be the strongest. He just overpowers Goku and Vegeta's entire level of skills and intelligence and overall ki control because of one stupid wish. And then Gas can do the exact same thing. And then just Frieza shows up out of nowhere with another form that's just as boring as the golden form. It's absolutely terrible. And then don't get me started on Superhero, which I actually have another nickname, but because this is YouTube, I gotta censor myself, so sorry. I gotta take a sip. Hold on. I'm rambling. I'm ranting. So, Superhero, I don't care what people have to say again. I hate Gohan's arc. I have always never been a huge fan of Gohan's character. Toriyama made it very clear he wanted him to be the replacement of Goku, but even he admits that he just couldn't do it. And I know people like him for Teen Gohan and Mystic Gohan, but it's very clear that the only reason why Gohan is cool is because he tries to mimic his dad. It's like he's basically Goku, but not that cool. And that's what I hate, is because I want to love Gohan, but as Gohan. I hate the fact that the only times I like him is when he's getting close to acting like his dad. Like, why is the only times people actually respect Gohan is when he's basically, like, mimicking his dad? Like, oh, the bangs, Super Saiyan 2, though, but Bojack, one shot. But the long bangs, but the Cell Mags, you don't understand numbers. It's deep. It's like, shut up. I don't care. The fact that it has to redo the same arc that he's already gone through is so dumb. It's so stupid. Oh, but it's a cool moment. Piccolo gets to hang out with Pan. Okay, why did we need a full movie for that? We don't need a full movie just to see Pan and Piccolo hang out. Just give me one episode and that's it. Oh, it's so. And then of course, Cell Max is absolute an atrocity to his character. I know that Toriyama for some reason has this weird love for his second form. I don't get the appeal. He never did a great job with his second form to begin with, so I don't. And he makes him another mindless beast. So it's like, what is there to like about Cell Max? It's like, great, you gave me a worse representation of an actual good character. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, look at how much I hate both GT and Super. And now look at Daima. Daima is repeating the same mistake. Oh, it's Kid Goku again. It's like, yeah, we saw that. It's called GT. And technically OG Dragon Ball. Oh, but you don't get it, numbers. Vegeta can go Super Saiyan 3. Who cares? Raging Blast already did that. Heroes already did that. I mean, Super and Heroes already gave him new forms. GT gave him Super Saiyan 4. What's the appeal for Super Saiyan 3? If people already had issues with Super Saiyan 3 Goku when he first appeared, why is people not being critical of Vegeta appearing for this random goon fighter? It's so stupid. And then obviously we got the new episode. Oh yay! Oh joy! I don't like that. Hold on. Ah, shoot. What's a good song? Man. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So now I can finally answer your question, Coca-Cola. I'm so sorry it took me this long. But if you want my simple summary, the reason why GT was bad was because even without Toriyama's supervision, Toei Animation did not have an actual outline of what they wanted to do. So therefore, because of lack of outline and overall development or time to make a good story, it was therefore bad. Super was just the same. Even with Toriyama's outline, he did not make everything clear. In fact, Toritaro had to force Vegito in because Toriyama didn't even thought of that. Toei Animation forced a strict time limit of making episodes just to meet deadline and to just cash grab on the name or brand. So that's why Super is overall bad. Even now, post-anime, with the manga series, it's still pretty bad. And now Daima is once again doing the same thing. It's like, oh, well, we want to celebrate the anniversary. And it's like, well, this is a bad anniversary. I'm sorry, but that's not a good excuse. I hate the fact that, oh, but it's meant to celebrate the 40 years numbers. I don't care. Why do we gotta celebrate it this way? Why does Goku need to turn as a kid again? Like, Toriyama is a gag writer. He made Neko Jump. He made Neko Majin Z. Why not just make a classic slice of life gag story of Dragon Ball characters? And they don't need to be 20 minutes. They could just be a simple like web anime. A 5-minute, hey, look at these gag moments of just them hanging out on life. I don't know. I'm just saying, it's like, why do we have to make this new story? And then, yeah, so what do I think about Super Saiyan 4 in terms of design? It's absolute terrible. It's absolute garbage. I already said it in the beginning, but we already had the red fur from GT. The black hair at least makes it more distinguishable. And then even then, Gogeta did it first. And then Heroes also did it first. And that's from an arcade game, gosh dang it. And it was called Limit Breaker. So at least it made sense. But for some reason, this form just has it from the get-go because reasons. His arms look stupid. And remember when GT, or at least with Super Saiyan 4, it actually felt like Goku had to struggle to achieve it? He had to go through a painful process of getting his tail out. He had to lose the freaking baby. He literally lost himself briefly as an ape. And just because he regained his consciousness because of his love for Earth and his people and his family, he achieved the Super Saiyan 4. That's badass. But then Daima is like, let's just get this random old crummy looking Namekian and just give him a power up out of nowhere. And then, oh, Goku's potential though. And it's like, oh yeah, here's a tail. He's everything. It's like, great. It's like, it's literally a bootleg Super Saiyan 4. Like, you know, it's like those Latin, like, bootleg miscolored forms. It's literally that. I don't know what's Toriyama's deal with wanting to canonize everything just because fans keep screaming about it. It's like, no, we want good content. We don't want, like, leftovers. We don't want, like, second fiddle products, man. The reason why people like GT is because concept-wise, a lot of the ideas and designs were cool. We just want them better executed. And you had the perfect opportunity, and unfortunately, his last hurrah was a very underwhelming, uninspiring, irrelevant, forgettable form. Maybe I'm the only one here. Maybe the other 90 million fans out there is going to hate on me for saying this, but I just can't support this. I'm sorry. I refuse to acknowledge it as actual good, like, well-attempted development. No. I can acknowledge the concept, but just because I can acknowledge the idea of what they're trying to do does not make it good. You know, just because we can understand why they made Super Saiyan Rage for Trunks doesn't mean it's good. Just like how people can, like, hate on Heroes because, oh, it's just an arcade game. Look at this bad 3D animation. Shut up. Shut up. I can say the same thing about Superheroes garbage 3D animation, man. Like, that's why I'm so frustrated with this series because I want the series to be amazing, bro. It has amazing ideas. It has amazing characters. It has amazing world building. But they always go about it with the most boring, uninteresting, like half-baked ideas. I'm just so frustrated with the series, man. Like here's the best example. It's like Super Saiyan 5 has been a fan favorite before anything Battle of Gods and stuff related. So imagine if Toriyama did introduce Super Saiyan 5 and he's like, "Hey, here's Super Saiyan 5." It's like, "Oh, okay. What's so special about it?" Why does he get it? I don't know. How did he achieve it? I don't know. Why does this color look like this? I don't know. Why does Goku not comment on the form? I don't know. How strong is it compared to the other forms? I don't know. It's like, why is every single answer beyond the initial design is just, I don't know. I'm getting tired of that. Wrong one. Yeah, I'm just sorry, but people were very adamant that this is not what we asked for in terms of Daima, the show. Well, this is the exact same thing again. GT fans did not ask for this. We did not want a mini chibi baby fodder Super Saiyan 4. We want the OG Super Saiyan 4. What's up, Carrot Top? Carrot D-Top, sorry. Yeah, and see, that's the problem. That's all you can say. It looks cool. and that's it. Why is everyone always thinking cool factor is acceptable? Why is that the only factor of quality control, or the only form of acceptability? Well, it just looks cool, so let's just give it a pass. Like, seriously? That's seriously all we can say. And see, that's the funny thing, is that that's the exact same attitude people have for, like, supers. Like, oh, well, Kabba's not cool. Well, it's true, because A, his design is kind of meh, but also B, his character is never well developed. So that's why people don't like him, because he's not cool in general. His design is not cool, his overall character's arc is not cool. And to me, I think his relationship with Vegeta is interesting. I like it. But it just never gets fleshed out. So that's why it's just like, I agree. I want to like Kabba, but he's not cool. So likewise, with Daima, why does everyone why does everyone's only excuse of, oh, well, it looks cool, so it must be cool, right? No. And here's the thing, guys. I have grew up with this series. So I don't want to come off as saying, oh, well, I just came into the series when Super came out. No, I grew up with this series. This is why I make videos out of it. So I don't get why people think that. I don't understand why certain fans who grew up with this series think this is acceptable. Because it's not. It shouldn't be acceptable. Y'all are, bro, I'm telling y'all, not my comment section, but like, fans are so critical about My Hero Academia writing. People are so critical about Jujutsu Kaisen quality writing. People are so critical of Naruto writing, Bleach, One Piece, Fairy Tail, Attack on Titan. Most of the most of the popular shonen stories are always getting criticized for the most minor specifics of a character writing or story writing or conflict, plot twist, whatever. But for some reason, Dragon Ball, maybe it's because of it being like what the golden age, like it started the golden age of shonen. Sure, it gets a pass. But no, I don't care. Just because it established a genre or established the anime world, that's no longer an acceptable excuse. You might have been good in the past, but that doesn't give you an excuse to be bad now. You should be good then, you should be amazing now. Yeah. Killjoy. Well, here's the thing. I'm not a Killjoy because of the fact that I'm not saying everyone else must agree with my opinion, all right? I'm not enforcing my opinion towards others, okay? I'm just being open to my opinion, and anyone who is willing to listen, cool, respectable. I'm just saying everyone else because I hear people's opinions regarding these things, and I'm like, seriously, that's what you get out of this? Because I don't see it. I'm sorry. Because just because someone says, oh, well, Gohan Beast is amazing, I'm like, I disagree. You can like it if you want, but I'm not going to like it for your reasons. Heck no. I'm going to hate it for my own reasons. So likewise, I don't like Daima because of a lot of reasons. Because it's very underwhelming. Maybe if someone tries to think of a better reason or explanation to support or give a positive note to Daima, and I can understand it, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm willing to give a positive point to Daima because of that well thought out explanation. But most of the positive reviews is just, oh, well, the animation looks cool. Oh, we're back at Kid Goku again. Oh, but Vegeta Super Saiyan 3, it's not like we've never seen that before. Oh, Super Saiyan 4, it's not like we've seen that before. It's like, seriously? This is what we're going to use to justify the quality of this show. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to accept that. And plus, keep in mind, if we allow if we allow this company, the staff writers, um, to make the same mistake to get away with these bad practices, they're gonna continue to make slop, which we shouldn't allow. You may come across as one. Well, that's just on you at that point. Because I'm being very specific and I'm explaining pretty specifically about what I believe. So, anyone who is misunderstanding, that's their fault. That's not my problem. But yeah, so 18 episodes in, and I'm so disappointed. I'm not invested at all. Here's the thing. Since the moment it started, everyone's excuses. Oh well, it's not done. Numbers. You can't judge it because it's not done. It's like I don't care. That's no. How should that? Why should that be like that? That's stupid. That's absolutely stupid logic. I refuse to say, oh, well, it's not good because it's not done. No. I'm not interested. I'm not invested. I'm not going to give it a good review. Whether it's done or not, I'm going to say it's bad. Period. And then, oh, look at that. It's almost done and I still don't like it. Who would have thought? I don't like the whole, well, you got to give it a chance. No. I don't like it before I gave it a chance, and I still don't like it even after giving it a chance. I saw a video from someone I watched saying the new Super Saiyan 4 is good and it's canonized something Dragon Ball fans wants. Yeah, but it's not. No, but that's still, yeah. I'm not saying you said it, but yeah, that video, no, that's dumb. Like, if you can't apply the same expectation to other franchises, then you shouldn't apply it to Dragon Ball either. You get what I'm saying? Like, Star Wars technically canonized a few concepts from Legends canon, but it's not well good. The MCU canonized a lot of things from the comics into the movies, and a lot of the movies aren't good. The DC movies are not always good. Some of the Naruto... Bro, some of the live action animes canonize some of the concepts from the manga or the original source material, and they're not good. So I hate that dumb logic. That's terrible. So now, what do I think? Again, so I'm sorry that this goes back to the original topic. Which do I think is better? Unfortunately, I know it's gonna be weird to say, but I still think GT is technically better because, for one, it wasn't under the influence of Toriyama other than a few designs here and there and maybe world building. But at the end of the day, most of the fall came to Toei Animations. They wanted to directly continue off the Z success, and they still did a pretty decent job to at least try to make a continuation that was just barely passable. With Daima, though, it's intentionally meant to make a glorified anniversary, but not only did the anime staff promote it horribly, the story itself was not even well thought out. Even Toriyama, at least as far as what is being implied by some rumors, is the fact that even they didn't really support the overall idea of this story. And then obviously it doesn't even matter at the end of the day because like Super doesn't reference Daima events, neither does GT, neither does Heroes, neither does the video game. So anything that will eventually happen by the end of it all is it's pretty much forgotten. Like literally, not even once Goku references Daima and Super, like the new form or the fusion or Vegeta Goten Super Saiyan 3. Nothing. Bro, Raditz gets referenced in the manga for Super, but not a new transformation or entire new universe via the demon realm. So that's why it's so freaking frustrating, man. Yeah, the story of them turning into kids, and it's all like, it's so dumb. Yeah, I can't stand the fact that fans think that barely accept like a barely a passing grade is considered great. Like, no. Bro, I can literally spend 10 hours explaining why Super Saiyan was such an impactful moment than any of the new forms showing in Super. What's up, Cliptic? To be honest, I started with low expectations, so even seeing anything new was a plus for me. No, I disagree. Bro, like, first of all, let me still say, I don't mind new content, but I want good new content. I don't want to associate any new content as good content. That's dumb. No. As a reminder, people may think I'm a hypocrite, but I like to reverse that hypocrisy. A lot of fans, these so-called fans, hated on Heroes anime, but Daima doing nearly the exact same thing with just acceptable cool animation or cool factor moments was enough to blind them. Like, oh my gosh. Like, as a reminder, in Heroes, we get to see Goku versus GT Goku. We get to see Goku. We get to see two Vegetos. We get to see a quote-unquote canon Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. An actual canon Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. Not the Daima ripoff. That bootleg 50 Cent ripoff. No, an actual official Super Saiyan 4 Vegito design. A Super Saiyan God Trunks design. We get to see the return of Future Trunks. Or, sorry, Future Gohan. I mean, we did see the return of Future Trunks, actually. We get to see villains return. We get to see Goku going evil, technically. We see a team up of both Vegetos. We see Vegeta achieve a evil version blue evolution form. We see Bardock get Super Saiyan 4. We see future Gohan getting Super Saiyan 2. Like, bro, unironically, Heroes does better fan service pandering than actual Daima and Super pandering. Like, I know people might be surprised, but there is such thing as good fan service and bad fan service. If you want to see bad fan service, just look at any bad current Marvel movie or like the Star Wars sequels. That's what I'm saying. It's like I want to be fair to all these products because I don't have this like biased lens of saying, oh, GT was the pinnacle of Dragon Ball quality. It's like, no, GT had its problems. Super had its problems. Daima has its problems. Even Z, yes, I grew up with Z, but it also has its problems. But I'm okay with that because I'm not a biased fanboy. I want to cherish this series by acknowledging its problems, but still acknowledge the qualities of what made it work at the time. Both in terms of a series that came out before and what makes it still memorable even now, 40 years later. Because, let's be real here, do y'all really see yourselves looking back and watching Daima 10 years later? Or would you rather go back and watch OG Namek Saga? Or even GT? I just do not see myself rewatching Daima again when I much rather rewatch GT or Z or OG Dragon Ball. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because for some reason people think that criticizing even a slither amount of the quality product it somehow means you're being disingenuous or unfair. It's like, no. I'm able to give the minor positives and the majority negatives. Or I can give the opposite. I can give it a near perfect score of a series, but maybe mention a few problems, but still say it's recommendable. That's why I'm always just, I'm like, oy vey, man. And trust me, I'm not saying this is just solely on the anime or the original story. No, even the video games has problems. Xenoverse, I have my few fair share of problems with Xenoverse storytelling. I have my problems with Heroes. I have my problems with Super Divers or whatever. You know, Sparking Zero was kind of underwhelming. Uh, you know, Ultimate Tenkaichi was, you know, not really liked a while back. Fighters is kind of meh. Again, I'm not saying that I'm always expecting Z or Dragon Ball to be 100% perfect. That's obviously stupid to expect, but I just think that fans really need to be more critical about not just acknowledging the concepts of what is being applied, but then the overall execution. Because sure, on paper, it sounds cool. Daima canonizing Super Saiyan 4 is cool. Conceptually, it's cool, obviously. I wouldn't mind seeing Super Saiyan 4 get another chance in the spotlight. What do you think in my power scaling videos? I literally say, who knows? Maybe Willow gets another chance. Maybe Turles gets another chance. Because I am perfectly open to seeing any of these ideas being reintroduced or reevaluated and done better. Given more chance in the spotlight. But instead, we get just painfully underwhelming, undercooked ideas. I don't know. Like, maybe y'all can see better. Like, maybe some of y'all can see more out of it, but I just can't. I'm sorry. I'm still gonna obviously support the series, but I just want it to be better, man. Yeah, it's like I don't know. I just because for example, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Obviously, the form itself conceptually is there. Like, okay, we get it. Like, the concept is not terrible. No duh. I've always said any idea you can think of can sound bad, like the worst thing or the best thing in the world, depending on how it's phrased or depending on how it's interpreted. Any idea, no matter how amazing you think can be, can still end up bad or great. It just depends on execution. Because at the end of the day, most ideas are in a state of uncertainty, in a state of limbo, because you literally wouldn't know if it can be done well unless you actually get tempted. So, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, y'all are right, basically. And also, the sad truth is the whole meme of like, oh, Dragon Ball fans can't read. Unfortunately, that is true. Because I like to remind people that unfortunately, hold on. Yeah, what the heck? Apparently, okay, I just Googled this. I was actually not surprised by this. Apparently, over 773 million, so basically nearly 800 million people are illiterate. They cannot read or write. That's nearly 14% of the world population, a whole 1/10. Okay? Really think this through. Over over 700 million people cannot read or write. And these people are the same ones who think that Dragon Ball has zero problems in writing. They think they have zero issues or that there's nothing wrong with Dragon Ball's writing style or writing quality. Heck no. Now to be fair, I'm not gonna, I don't want to be cruel. Like, I don't want to be super mean. Obviously, I know that people have circumstances that made them illiterate, so I'm not gonna blame them all solely on them. But I hate the fact that, unfortunately, that meme is kind of true because it's like some Dragon Ball fans genuinely don't know how to read. Some people really don't understand some of the nuance, the subtlety of character developments, of world building, of quotes, of, even the gags. Because that actually requires a bit of, intelligence from a writing perspective. And I'm not going to try to, like, say, oh, look at me, I'm the best. Like, no, no, no. I'm just saying, I was a kid who grew up with this series, who just grew up, understand a bit more about, analyzing things. And I'm just like, man, this series is not as perfect as people want it to be. Like, I still have a lot of fun with it to an extent, but it's just, ugh. Media literacy, yeah. I mean, why do y'all think people think that Kai is bad? It's like, oh yeah, you mean the anime that's being more true to the manga than the actual original anime is apparently worse? Or is apparently bad? I was like, what? Now, to be fair, I understand that we all grew up with things. Like, no duh. I grew up with the original English dub, obviously. But even I can acknowledge, like, hey, I want to know what was the actual original intention of the series. And I'm like, yeah, this is actually pretty good. I actually like it. Like, I don't get it. Anyways, an hour and 30 minutes of me ranting about Daima versus GT in general. They're both pretty mediocre. They're I'm not saying that nothing good came out of both series. They both obviously have their qualities, but they're not perfect. They're just straight up not perfect. They're absolutely are not perfect quality stories. I am tired of GT fans thinking that trying to compare to Super somehow makes it better. Is like, no, it just still makes it bad regardless. Um, Even if I don't compare Daima to GT, I still think Daima's bad. It has a lot of flaws. And I think Toriyama really shouldn't have forced it to be like Z. It could have just been OG Dragon Ball era style. Like, it's so weird that people think that a good Dragon Ball story cannot be well written unless there's action. It's like, no. How is it that even the sagas with the most action are the most forgettable, yet the ones with the least amount of fights are the most memorable? Like, bro, Cell Saga barely has many fights in the grand scheme of things. It's Goku versus the androids, Cell versus the Vegeta versus the androids, and then a lot of, like, mysteries, a lot of like strategies, a lot of training, and then finally the cell games with the answers and blah blah blah. Like, it's very clear that the series can be well thought out even without a fight happening. But people think that, oh no, it's not actual Dragon Ball. It's like, oh my gosh. Let's see. Yeah, let's go with popular. Um, bu- 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 yeah, if y'all have any power scaling questions as well, sorry. I know I wanted to focus on the actual topic itself, but if y'all have questions with me, that's fine. Um, Glad to see more people coming in out of nowhere. Um, oh yeah, so let me just briefly talk about my own future things. So as an apology for my lack of progress, I will say I do have 3 videos in the making. I plan to release them back to back to back. To be fair, they're not gonna be this, groundbreaking, like topics that I know people were thinking of. Like, I know they're gonna be very niche topics, but I thought, why not? For one, there is a new program I want to use to test out, and these videos are the perfect way for me to test out this program to see if I can adapt to the workflow, because obviously I want to improve or at least alter my style here and there. And if trying on a new video program helps me with that, then great. And so I thought it's a great way to, still release something that I think is interesting, but not to the point it needs a lot of like severe video production quality. Um, so yeah, so it's gonna be 3 videos that will be back to back to back. I'm not sure in what order it's gonna be in. And I know they're not gonna be videos that maybe people really want to see or are that interested in seeing, but I thought why not? Because, as an actual fan, I'm still am willing to acknowledge or recognize all products regardless of my opinions. Like, bro, I can hate on Daima as much as I want. It's not gonna stop me from doing a potential Daima scaling video. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna stop me from still being professional as best as I can, right? So that's why I'm hoping that y'all at least will give these 3 videos a chance. They're intentionally meant to be goofy. They're intentionally meant to be rough drafts, if you will. Like testing the water for that new video program. Um, I just hope y'all will have fun watching them when they do come out, of course. But obviously, once those 3 videos do come out, I will. Oh yes, I will. I promise y'all, I will do PyCon next. Um, because that did win the votes on my video community post tab. PyCon won, so I will make him. I will give him his own video. That's a given, no duh. I'm not gonna promise anything anymore. I feel bad always constantly thinking that I will be able to post more, but with how vague my job is nowadays, priorities and stuff. So no matter what, I will eventually post these videos. I just don't want to guarantee anything anymore, because if my YouTube channel was my full-time job, then great, awesome, but it's never going to be. It was always just meant to be a hobby, so I'm sorry people want to see more content out of my channel, but It's just made very clear to me that it's gonna take, unfortunately, a lot of time just to have any free, free chance. Now, thankfully, tomorrow I'll have a lot of free time, so I'll be able to make progress for once. But I wanted to at least update y'all. So, and yes, speaking of free time, yes, that even includes my Broly video. I'm probably gonna die to my grave until then, but no matter what, any project I make Dragon Ball related still will benefit and go back into that Broly video. So yes, because the more I research into this series, the more better my Broly video will get. Alright? I know it's become a joke that I intentionally made, but now it's literally an actual joke. But yes, I will, no matter what, make that Broly video. If y'all want to hear a genuine reason, I want Dragon Ball to be quote unquote done, as in I want Toyotaro or Toei or whoever's gonna make these decisions from now on to eventually do the recreation of Goku versus Oob. Once they at the very least reach that true finale of Z, then I will consider opening up the production of a How Strong is Broly video. That's my genuine answer. I'm not joking around. I want at the very least they to conclude the original story made by Toriyama. Because no matter what, there's gonna be countless projects beyond that. So no matter what I do, I'm sure there's gonna be another future game, another future special or whatever that will probably make my Broly video outdated. But at the very least, I want to feel the video completed. So the fact that they introduced Super Broly within his own movie and then kind of made him appear in Super Hero, I'm like, well, if in the sliver chance he ever gets brought up or recognized in power scaling by the time Goku face Oob or beyond that, then I want that included in the video. So that's what I'm saying. It's like these videos, I do want to put genuine effort or at least chances, because I know my videos are not perfect by any means. They're never gonna be, but I still want to give these topics their own time in a spotlight. And if doing proper research or if just waiting a little bit longer for that new content is enough to make these videos slightly better than great, awesome. That's what I want, because hey, it's almost as if I really am living up to being a true Dragon Ball fan. Someone who genuinely wants this series to be great, even if I'm a bit critical on the new products nowadays. It's like, yes. Ugh. I want to study the brain of Dragon Ball fan who hates Chi-Chi and wants Goku to do the most insane things in the lab. What? Okay. Yeah. And I guess speaking of PyCon, I know for a fact during the during the summertime, besides PyCon, of course, I want to do another video project, not Dragon Ball related. I'm not sure if it will be made. I'm still kind of contemplating if I want to or not. I know for a fact I want to do something non-DBZ related by the end of this year. So either it will be coming out this summer, or if it will come out more later. If it's not during the summer, then I'll probably replace it for another Dragon Ball video related content, but we'll see. Bro, these themes are kind of hard from the movies. I do want to make videos myself and probably throw my own ideas into a video like this. I just need to find my push to get me there. Yeah. Yeah, for me, once you get into the actual video production stage, it's actually fairly straightforward. It's always the edit. It's always the scripting and research process that's the hardest part because it's always a case of when are you willing to finally put a threshold of when you're done. It's like, okay, no more research. You've done all you could. Just script, say all that you need to say, properly revise it, and then bam. Once you're done, just see it to it, you know. Because I can assure you that my videos, I cringe at some of the moments I've written, some of the things I put in there, but in terms of the overall information, I'm still very consistent with what I believe in. Even now, maybe there's a few things I would have rephrased or go more in detail, but most of them I'm still kind of true to what I believed in. So. I'm gonna say I'm gonna end this stream in another 20 minutes, give or take. Oh, and before anyone asks, yes, I will. Much to my own jargon, yes, I will watch Daima. Now, I'm not gonna intentionally watch it for the sake of hating it. I'm just saying, like, again, I was already spoiled of Daima. Much, not that I wanted to. It's just Discord being Discord. But like I said, I already made my own opinion. I don't like it when it was announced, and I don't like it even after people kind of explained it in spoiler detail. So when I actually watch it, I'm not gonna really have much positive remarks over it. But if in case I do make a Daima related scaling video, or even if it benefits my Broly video in terms of scaling, then there you go. Huzzah, I guess. I have considered possibly streaming tomorrow, but I'm not entirely sure. I kind of do want to focus on doing those 3 video projects because I mean, I really want to freaking focus on them, man. When I get the chance to finally take a break from work 24/7, because hey, I love doing this as a hobby, and it's actually generally fun. Yes, I know it's a series that it's very underwhelming and very mixed in overall quality, but hey, if the fact that I get to somewhat evaluate it in terms of the nuance of its storytelling that many fans don't do, then I think I'm doing some decent job in comparison, I guess. Rather than just saying, oh, it's cool because it's just cool. It's like, okay, great job. Great job, numbers, trying to justify your reason. Let's see, what's another, what's another good theme? Let's see. Someone's working on his video. It's really hard trying to find the most obscure stuff when you're trying to look for something specific. Yeah. Well, I I mean, I'm not sure what you mean in terms of finding something specific. Like, if you're trying to find something to justify it or whatever, sure, but like for me, I don't try to come into series for the sake of a goal, like of an expectation. I just want to see what the story is itself. Only by truly understanding how the world works within the story as is, then you can come up to those conclusions. Because I don't. It's so dumb having to be like, oh yeah, Dragon Ball is boundless, Goku was boundless. Like, no, that's dumb. I just watch the story as is, and I just come to the conclusion that, oh yeah, Goku is this level strong based on these evidence. So there you go. Now, to be fair, with my upcoming videos, that's probably gonna be testing that, but considering that they don't give a lot of fans rely too much on the cool factor as the justification as to why cool factor matters more over logic is kind of, well, just kind of dumb. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm just glad that Daima's finally getting close to ending. Maybe I'm still not sure how am I gonna go about it. Either I'm gonna watch it when the dub is over and watch the dub, or watch it when it's actually done by the fun episode. I'm not entirely sure. I really don't know. I'm gonna figure that out later. But again, I'm so sorry to everyone. It sounds like I'm being harsh, but I just don't. I just do not appreciate glorifying something that am not impressed by. I just really don't want to do that. I'm tired of doing that. I just feel like a product can be good for any age, for any gender, for any race, for any culture or background, whatever, and still be true to itself while still having a well executed, well thought out story. And as long as it's being true to itself, even when it has to test, like branching out, it can still be well executed. Whether it's romance, gags, horror, psychological, action shonen, fantasy, etc. I just think that, anything can be well executed if actually given the proper time. Yeah, because as Silver kind of said, it should be substance over, I don't know, over spectacle. Because that's the reason why people come back. People come back because there is substance. If there is no substance, then it's basically a one-time wonder for a reason. Which is, yeah. Which is funny because it's like, yeah, did you know that substance makes those cool factor moments more cooler and memorable? It's like, oh wow, who would have thought? Because that's not a good way to look. Like, imagine if I said this, like, oh yeah, the entire series is bad, Super is bad, but that Ultra Instinct moment was amazing. It's like, yeah, it's cool when you ignore everything else. Or even in reverse, it's like, oh well, how do I was gonna say it? It's like, oh yeah, Super Saiyan Blue is cool. It's like, well, yeah, sure, it's cool, but then you ignore the rest of the quality of the series. What's up? Keep talking. You caught another stream. That's cool, but I'm about to leave in a little bit. Yeah, I was just ranting about GT versus Daima. Um, yeah, I'm just not looking forward to the day when I eventually have to actually sit down and watch Daima because I just can't really accept that really. And trust me, it's like, oh yeah, in Luxland, yeah. I hang out there a little bit in this server. I also show up from time to time in his live streams. It's mostly just me trolling, but yeah. Yeah, I know. Surprise, surprise, but I'm more vocal about my opinions outside of everyone else's servers. It's like, yeah. But to be fair, we don't really talk about, actual quality evaluation. It's just more so actual discussions about certain topics. Which, I mean, hey, that just shows that, hey, I still do like the series. I'm willing to discuss the series no matter what. It's just, if people is gonna ask me specifically what do I think about the quality of the story, I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's not that great. It's not terrible, but it's not the peak fiction quality that people might assume it to be. Speaking of which, I don't know what is everyone's opinions that might have been talking about Daima within Lonk's server or in his live streams, but regardless, if it's the major opinion that people like it, well, then I'm the minority. I despise Daima for, I don't know, just repeating what we've already seen and then just executing the most painfully underwhelming ideas ever. So, maybe that's a hot take for Lonk's server or other people's servers, but that's just my a genuine opinion. Oh, uh and now that I think about it, this also reminds me of the canon topic. Oh my gosh. Okay, so can we just please accept that GT is not the main important canon anymore? Okay? Like, that's all I want. Can people please stop prioritizing GT? It's no longer important, alright? Yes, it's canon to the franchise, but it's not the, like, it's not the core of the series, alright? It doesn't need to be canon to every single timeline in existence. Okay? I don't know why people still need to emphasize the need to validate GT as like the primary important continuity. Like it's as if it's the most impactful series within the franchise. It's like no, it's not. It never was, and it never will be. What's up, Jodo? Isn't that the problem with all Z sequels, though, regardless of which is better? Like, all tried the same that Z already did. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you nicely summarized the entire live stream, basically. Pretty much. They just, unfortunately, Toriyama was right that after Z, or basically after Goku and Oob left, they're just retreading the same ideas. Which, again, on paper, that's not necessarily wrong. It's just that execution-wise, it's absolutely disappointing. Because I can assure you, if you were to ask me, hey, numbers, would you not at least consider the possibility of reviving Cell and fighting Gohan again, i.e., Cell Max? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't mind considering at least the idea of Cell returning, obviously. But it has to be well thought out as to why we would need to have him return to begin with. If there's no reason for him to return, then why bother? I found that Goku's performance underwhelming too. I don't want to say too much, but it was just kind of a generic Goku performance with a new glow. Then yeah, that's basically Goku's new forms in a nutshell. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Okay, look, let me just be more clear about this. I already knew Dragon Ball was no longer gonna be what I want it to be since Battle of Gods. Or no, I think by the time even the video games were coming out, like I'm saying Ultimate Tenkaichi type of era, I knew that unfortunately Dragon Ball lacks a genuine level of quality control towards all of its products that I just knew that it was never gonna truly live up to its true potential. Because I genuinely do believe that this series can still follow Toriyama's um, philosophy of like gag and action or whatever while still being popular, but because he doesn't really give much thought, like he really doesn't, he just kind of is way too laid back on the small nuance of it. It's like, yeah. I mean, as a reminder, why do y'all think Toriyama has zero issues with allowing the anime staff to do like literally 90% of the work? When all he did was just mostly outlines and just be like, no, change this script, change that script. It's like, okay. Oh. I don't want to get copyrighted if that is copyrighted. I mean, Dragon Ball Evolution, no matter how much Toei wants to pretend it didn't happen, it did. Yeah, and that's exactly what I hope fans can get out of this, is that if we do not at least acknowledge that, yes, these past products existed, regardless of how bad or good they were, if we do not put them to a high level of standards, then naturally we're gonna eventually. I'm telling y'all, someday we might get a Dragon Ball Evolution 2, not as in like a sequel, but like a 2.0. Like someday we will eventually get a second attempt of a live action Dragon Ball. People might not like it, which is very understandable. But just like how you should be critical of the live action aspect of a Dragon Ball movie, you too should also be critical of what they do in terms of a anime aspect as well, or even video game aspects. So it shouldn't just be these hypocritical one shoe fits all type of mentality, you know? It should be all of them. But that's just me, of course, you know. Ay, ay vey. Again, I might have been critical, a little bit too critical in this live stream. I'm sorry to everybody, to those who do like Daima, but I'm just was never a huge fan. I don't think I will ever be, but I guess maybe, you know what, that could be its own live stream. I could just eventually review this series as I watch it, or after watching the entirety of it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I know that many fans probably want the series to continue, but there's also nothing wrong with the series just properly ending. You know, you could just rewatch the series. Like I know that's kind of a shocking idea, but it's like it's true. Like I much rather a series, you know, die out at peak rather than drag out for 20 years and then just kind of fiddle around and then just die out kind of mediocre or forgettable. I mean, isn't that the same for The Simpsons? People keeps like glazing on like season 1 through 9 or whatever, but then pretty much after that everyone's like, let's not talk about that. It's like, yeah, so if y'all can be just as critical about how Simpsons used to be good but not anymore, well then you should probably do the same thing for Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, etc. Well, I guess that's a bitter pill to swallow, I'm guessing. I don't know. But anyways, I think I'm done for today, y'all. I just wanted to do this quick, like, rants, I guess, live reaction of the new episode, or just my overall opinion on where Daima currently is, because, again, people really think that, oh, but numbers, it's just 2 episodes, you can't criticize it. Yeah, it's like, no, too bad. 18 episodes later, I still am just as disappointed, so. Like, I know people might think that's still harsh, but that's just the honest truth. I think anyone who thinks you can't make a position from the limited info you're given is unacceptable. It's like, no, they're stupid. They don't know what they're talking about. Those who think that is unacceptable don't know having an actual opinion really works. I mean, why do you think Twitter exists? For goodness sake. Anyways, I'm already feeling tired. I'm starting to yawn way more than I should, so I apologize on that part. I already had talked enough about Dragon Ball. I know I wasn't as cohesive as I wanted to be, but it's not a Numbs live stream without me ranting just a little bit. And I just thought, you know what? I need to tell people where I'm at. Am I alive? Am I still doing fine? So don't worry, I'm still here. I'm still alive and well. Um, I'm still doing fine at work. Family is good. Life is good. I'm eating good. I'm making content still. I'm not gonna abandon my channel again. I'm still gonna continue to do my content, but I'm no longer gonna promise anything. I'm just gonna do my best, make as much progress as I can, and just hope for making posts here and there. So I'm grateful for those who do still stick around, to who are genuinely interested in my videos. I'm grateful to those who even are introduced much later during than their initial lifespan of those videos, because I do notice that they do get traffic even after their initial release. So I'm still grateful for that as well. Um, I still hope that I'll continue to entertain y'all more than anything else. That's all I care about at the end of the day. Because, hey, I know, again, this video or this live stream is proof enough. I know I'm very critical of the series, but at the end of the day, it generally comes from love. I don't want Dragon Ball to be. I don't want Dragon Ball to follow my own writing vision. I just want it to be. I want it to tap into its potential at its fullest. Just like Goku tapped into his potential to become the strongest, but also truest versions of Goku. I want Dragon Ball to tap into its potential while being true to itself, which unfortunately has not been able to do that in many years. I feel like if they just put a little bit more effort on some of the ideas, it can be much better, but I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what this series has in store. Maybe we'll see Super Saiyan 5 canon for once. I don't know. Maybe Super Saiyan 100 will be canon. Maybe we'll find Jiren's brother. I don't know. There's a lot of fan service they can still do that hasn't been canon yet, but be canon. I don't know. I don't want it to be super, super harsh because that's just not me, but I still wanted to acknowledge a lot of the inconsistencies regarding Daima's world building. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm ranting now. I'm done. Sorry, everybody. Anyways, thank you everybody for showing up, even just for a little bit. Again, 3 videos are in the works. They're gonna be pretty short. They're not gonna be long compared to usual, but it is intentional. So here's hoping that no matter what, those videos will come out as soon as I can make them out. And then eventually PyCon will definitely get his video. So look forward to that. I'm definitely looking forward to what I get to learn about his character. He's pretty interesting. Conceptually, of course, he's kind of, he's all right. But yeah, no matter what, I'm still here. I'm still alive. We're still good. We'll still keep going forward. Someday Broly. I know. Someday Broly. Eventually. No problem. But anyways, have a great day, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. Eat well. Sleep well. Be well with the family. Work well. I don't know. Enjoy your anime. Enjoy your games. And until then, see y'all later. Bye-bye.